Bonk. I'm good. Wayne?
I'm good. You're a little far away.
I'm far away?
Should we scooch up?
Yeah, let's all scooch
Oh.
up. Oh, then we can put this here.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
I think we were trying to get a fire.
Yeah.
Let me go this way a smidge. So Miss Amanda's in it. We are all...
Perfect. Looks like my head's on fire.
You're on fire. The ideas are flowing. That's what that is. You're not having a light bulb moment. You're it's all hot in your head. Hi everyone.
Hello, how is everybody?
How's everybody? Oh, Amanda is live now. Wait a minute. Hey, Robert. What's going on? How are you? Oh gosh, look at that big face there. So always the setup. You know how this is, right? Hey Ryan, what's going on? So
Today we've got champagne. It's champagne.
Champs Day.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
Year. Happy New Year. New year, new you.
We have a festive fire for the new year.
Because it's cold.
And
It's cold.
champagne to celebrate making it through 2017.
We did. And to celebrate a little fun fact that Wayne pointed out that it did not come up on my newsfeed.
I think it is. I think today's our 1 year anniversary of Wine Wednesday.
1 year anniversary.
Everybody's
of
like,
Wine
oh my
Wednesday
god,
in
it's
real
only
estate.
been 1 year.
It feels like 20.
I know. They're like, every Wednesday, there they are again.
When are they ever going to stop?
Yeah.
It's been a year. Stop already.
Yeah.
So cheers to us.
Cheers.
Good crazy things in the social world. That's what Robert says.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that.
I gotta... Okay, here we go. It's gonna be... Nope. Loud for a second. No, it isn't. Hey.
How do you find on this day on your computer?
I don't know.
Sometimes it goes away.
Anyways.
Facebook takes it away.
Yeah.
That fire almost makes me feel like
Cozy.
it's warm and helping.
I
It
know.
could be that we're under the
heater.
furnace. That could be what it is. So how's everybody? You all getting ready for 2018 home buying and selling?
Yeah, it's that time.
Ready to call us? To
Were
do
you
that?
sitting around all Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa thinking about buying a house?
This is good champagne. Cheers.
Good.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers to that. Going down easy.
Oh, that is good.
It is, right?
I love that, the bubbles. Just, anyways.
So
So today we're going to talk about 10
why are you so
steps.
tall? What's happening?
For once, I'm sitting up straight.
What's happening? Why am I so squatty? Anyway, yeah, so what are we talking about?
The 10 steps to buying a house.
So it's a new year, new goals, new plans. Amanda's filling in. Robert sees. Yes, she is. Amanda's a new part of our 2018 Wine Wednesday
She
and
is.
real estate.
Yes.
TJ was here, but
Fussy
baby
babies.
wasn't cooperating enough to be on camera. So
Yes. So, we've got Amanda, me, and Jenny. So,
yeah.
Yes.
welcome into our living room with the fire.
We're trying to make it cozy.
So, if you want to buy a house, what's your
Beautiful
first?
setting, warm
Yes.
and cozy.
Oh.
Carlita said.
Is
Yes,
it?
it is.
Should close that door. You can see all the empty wine bottles. So, what's the first step if you want to buy a house?
So
I'm sorry. I was reading what people were writing. That's yeah, okay. The first step to buying a house. What would you guys say? I know what I think.
I would
what I
say-
always recommend is the number one.
choose a lender and
Yes.
Talk to
get
the
your
lender.
pre-approval, and that
Yep.
way you can understand what you're actually comfortable paying each month with your taxes, your insurance.
Agreed.
Because you don't know, you can't really start house hunting until you know what price range you're going to be in.
Exactly.
So
Well, you can.
Realtor.com.
You might have a surprise.
I just got a call from someone yesterday. It was a Zillow lead.
Uh-huh.
And the lead came in and he's ready to buy now, it
Okay.
says. And it was a $170,000 house. Well, we started digging into financials, and I told him, I said, this is the first phone call you're talking to me, so I'm asking some personal questions. So if you're not comfortable, we can stop this right now. But we started, and I think he can qualify for maybe half that. So, so at least having a conversation with an agent who can, based on some very basic parameters, give you an idea. Realtor.com says the first thing to do is find an agent, which is not a horrible place to start, but I kind of agree with Amanda that you got to get your financial.
Well,
I would actually,
if you choose an agent first, then they can help you find a lender.
That's exactly what I was going to say, and Robert agrees with you too. Set a budget and then talk to a lender. But I too, I think, for me personally as an agent, I work very hard at maintaining and creating those relationships with lenders, because I've said it over and over again, and anyone that has watched knows I always say this, but I want my clients to be treated well,
right,
and
the
only work with the
communication.
best. Yeah, communication is key, and there's things that I find important in this relationship that I think for clients, communication,
right,
availability, knowledge. So,
Yes.
yeah. So I think maybe, I don't know, it's debatable finding an agent first or
And you
talking
really
to a
can't
lender
go
first.
wrong either way, I don't
right.
think.
I mean,
And obviously, since you're watching us, you know who to call. So
Me,
right,
only me.
only Jenny.
So everyone on Amanda, call me. Wayne's people, call me.
Don't do that. No.
No, don't do that.
No.
Well, you can if you want.
You can.
I won't say no. Now it just got awkward.
So then once you've done that, so I mean the biggest thing I think is you've got to get your financial house in order, right? I mean
Yes.
you've got to understand the financial aspect of what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're making a big decision. It's
Yeah.
going to cost a lot of money, and a lot of money is different. The amount's different for everybody. So. But regardless, it's a big commitment. So don't take the lending part of it lightly. I mean, you got to start there. And a lender too can also tell you if they run your credit.
if there's anything that you need to do to clean that up.
Yeah.
Or maybe if you do this, if you pay this card down or you pay this, it'll improve your score. You'll get a better rate. So. And then that lets you afford more house. So
Right.
Your
really,
debt to income ratio, which most
Down
people-
payment is always a huge question. How much do you need? There's a lot of. I work with a lot of first-time home buyers. There's a lot of first-time home buyer programs that sometimes you can qualify for. Grant money is out there that you might not be aware of. and
Right.
So yeah.
one of the things I recommend is, I think a lot of people go into the bank and the bank, wants to pull your credit and everything right away. You should be able to get a pretty firm picture from the lender without letting them pull your credit.
Right.
I think especially if you know you have some credit challenges, each credit pull, so if the lender pulls your credit, it's going to bump your score down,
And
about 5 points.
I've been told from lenders that it doesn't hurt your credit as much as
Yes.
other.
Like
things. So
a store credit card, like going to apply for
Right.
like a Macy's card, will hurt you a lot more, as I understand it. in
Yes,
that line.
that's what I've been told.
Yeah.
So,
Then,
They do like
and they-
would be a soft pull, right? I mean they
right, and they leave it open for a window of time. So if you want to shop lenders,
Right.
then you
So,
can do that,
yeah.
and that doesn't keep hurting your credit.
For a 30-day period, you can apply with multiple banks for a loan without getting dinged each time in your score. Whereas if you did all these separate credit cards, you're going to get dinged, every time. And don't go applying for credit cards right before you're going to buy a house.
don't shop.
And don't
Don't buy a
shop.
car.
Just don't
Yeah,
do a whole
especially
lot of
cars,
stuff. That's a whole nother conversation
Yeah.
we could have.
And that is
That'll
a
be
good-
next week.
The 10 things not to do.
Yeah, 10 commandments of
Yeah.
buying a house.
But I guess my point about the whole letting them pull your credit is, I think go into the lender and have a very candid, honest conversation before you get to that. If you think there's going to be a challenge,
Yes.
like if you've had a bankruptcy or a foreclosure or a divorce, those kinds of things will impact your lendability.
Yes.
So just go in and have a candid conversation with the lender, and there's no harm, right? And then if from the candid conversation they say, oh, well, I think, this is possible with this, and this.
Right.
And then maybe, do the credit pull. And the reason I say that is after you go 30 days, then you're going to get dinged again. And if you weren't ready when you did it the first time, then you kind of jump the gun.
Yeah.
So I think just waiting until you're ready for that hard credit pull is I just realized that's crackling. Do you hear it?
I do.
It's crackling
It's like a real fire.
It's a real fire.
It is a real, yeah. That's true.
Yeah. That's
It
a
is
fireplace
crackling.
on the wall.
I also noticed we left the music on too.
Oh, shoot.
That's
I'll
okay.
have a little background.
Shut down.
So, although Facebook might shut us down.
No, I heard though that I thought I saw in one of the mini groups I belong to that that's actually going to be allowed now.
Really?
Yeah, that you can play music like songs and stuff without getting shut down for copyright.
Oh,
Have you had that
I
happen?
didn't know.
Like I've been in like a restaurant or a bar and like try to go live or post or at a concert even, and you try to go live and Facebook recognizes like the music and it says
Shut down.
shut down. They'll stop your
Really?
video.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. They're pretty
Crazy.
strict.
Anyways,
So after you get pre-approved
yes. Now the
by
fun
your
begins.
lender, yes, that's where we come in a little bit more
Yep.
and help you find a house.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So you should probably make a wish list maybe of things that are important, not
Areas.
important, areas that you like, areas
School
you don't like,
districts.
schools, yeah, that are important to you. All the things that are musts, must nots.
And yeah, we had that topic before. What's a must and what's a
Right.
wish. So
Right.
doing like maybe 2 lists almost. Like what I can't compromise on. I have to have 3 bedrooms, and we have to have a 2-car garage.
Right.
Everything else is wishes.
Right.
We want to set your parameters up in your search fairly loose because if you're spending 10,000 or 10 million, there's going to be a compromise somewhere.
Well, in the market that we've had the last few years, some of those wants and wishes.
you don't get.
Yeah, you're
They
not
just
going to
not
get.
out there,
Just because it's been so competitive and so crazy. But
And then you learn to find like what you can live without. People tell me, "Oh, I have to have a fireplace," but
Right.
sometimes they can.
Put a TV on
you
the
can have a
wall.
TV. There's lots of put it on your
So,
computer.
Just certain things that you can live without.
I also just realized I put the microphone there for the
Oh.
podcast and never started it. Oh,
So back to the music. Oops, no podcast for the first 2018. Robert is saying that Facebook is setting up a library of music that you can use that's copyright free.
Well, that's nice.
So that's good to know because eventually we can have an intro, hopefully a theme song one of these days. But I'm not pointing fingers.
Are you gonna sing it?
No, we have one. It's in the
Oh.
works. It's in the works. Just waiting on it.
Yeah. So then once you've made your wish list, now's the time we go out and, we've set your search up. You're getting homes emailed to you.
Yep.
I mean, back in the day, which seems like the distant, past, we would have 5 or 6 houses, that we would go look at. Now
Yeah.
you're lucky if you get 2. So, but in any case, then you start seeing stuff you like, then we go out and look. We have
Yep.
a little bit of fun, poke around, kick the tires, as they say.
That is a
People's
fun part of
houses.
it. Yeah.
And, and then from there, hopefully you find something you like, and then we make an offer.
Make an offer.
And everybody gets so nervous their first time.
It is nerve wracking.
Yeah.
It is nerve
They
wracking.
get so nervous. And everybody's like, I'm so sorry. Well, yeah, you're not the only one, everybody. And even people who have not done it the first time, it's a little nerve-wracking.
It's a big amount of money, and
Right.
it is a stressful process. And I think there's a lot of people who, it is a much different process now than it used to be, with good reason for being as much more strict
Right.
and complicated and stressful. But I think that you just want to know you're doing the right thing, and people, get nervous about that with good reason.
Right.
It's a big
Right.
investment. So.
Yes.
And people always wonder, are they making the right decision? I think.
Yeah.
It's like, is this the house? Should I go look at one more? And
Right.
in this market, there's a lot of pressure
Right.
Yeah,
that
you do have to decide
you have
right
to
now.
be pretty decisive. You know, and a lot of times it takes people a couple times to learn that, and they
Lose
think
out on
we're
a
not.
couple
Yeah.
houses. And
Yeah.
I always ask my clients, I'm like, will you be sad if this is gone tomorrow?
Yeah.
So.
And that's what I told
That's
the
a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And I told the guy, you know, I talked to last night, though, you know, we were using as the example with financing is, you know, there will be others. You know, he emailed, you know, about one house, and if there's the doubt in the mind, you know, it. Generally speaking, I think people go in and they get that. Everybody's looking for that feeling, right? That this is the one,
Right.
and it seems like inevitably that's the one that people end up buying. You know, some people are a little less emotional about the decision, where it's like, yeah, this fits all my needs, so yeah, let's do it. But it's more often than not more of an emotional connection I think people make that lead to that decision to go forth with it. So, you know, and however you look at it, whether you're analytical or, you know, more, you know, emotional, follow your instincts. You know, if there's a red flag, then, you know, maybe we should look at others.
Yeah.
You don't want to get into it, you know, because you're going to spend money, right? You're going
Right.
to spend money on an inspection.
Yep.
The bank is going to order an appraisal. You're going to spend money on that. So I mean, you could easily be out $600 or $700
Right.
from the beginning, and then change your mind later. So, you know, not to scare you, but just let's talk about it and you know, make sure you're making the right decision.
Yeah, I think you need to feel 100% on board with it, because how many times have people not been 100% and then
Right.
you get into the process and they're like, wait a minute.
Steve Nixon says hello, by the way. He says, good move to 43. So,
Woohoo. Yes, it was.
yes, we're very happy to
Very
have
excited
her.
and happy she's here.
Yes, yes. And so once you make your offer, you know, there's a whole
That's when the
list
work
of things that
starts
happens.
for you. Yeah, with
Yeah.
the lender.
Yeah, I mean, the lender's going to take everything but DNA, you know, at that point, and
It gets
So
very redundant
frustrating.
feeling, very frustrating, that's probably the most difficult part of the process, I would think.
And
Just
you have to stay on top of it. So
Yes.
you
Oh
can-
That is
yeah,
the
you've
best
got
advice.
to get that stuff in.
dates that you have to meet to stay into contract.
Yeah.
So
yes, that's the best advice right there, is staying on top of it and in close contact with your lender. And if they ask for something, don't wait a week to give it to them, because the moment you give it to them isn't necessarily the moment that
Right.
it goes through their review process. So,
Right.
you know, you want to make sure to stay on top of things.
if you want to close on time.
Yeah, and you want to close
If
on
you want
time.
your house.
Yes, because, you know, all kinds of things happen later if we end up getting delayed. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
And then it can mess up if the people that you're buying the house from are buying the house, then it
yes,
puts all of that.
yes. And so, you know,
Stress.
in addition to your loan, you know, we're doing inspections. You know, you're picking apart the house, and you know, everybody gets nervous about that because you get this 30-page report, and oh my goodness, there's all these things wrong.
Yeah.
But every house gets
Has-
that 30-page report,
Right.
and every house has a list of issues. You know, that some absolutely need to be addressed, and some, you know, are things that you can work on, you know,
Right.
over time, or just keep an eye on.
Well, I think a misunderstanding sometimes is that some of the stuff is a part of home ownership. It's
Yes.
not, you know, like when you're buying an older home and it has an older hot water heater
Yeah.
or HVAC system, you know, that's not a flaw of the house. These things are very likely still working. So
Yes.
if they weren't, then you would request them to
Right.
be repaired. But
Right.
it's not something that you're going to necessarily ask to be replaced at that
Exactly.
point,
Yeah.
because there's no reason to. It just is.
A common thing I'll do with buyers is if something is like that in the process, you know, if the water heater is on its last leg, or the furnace or air conditioner, is if you didn't do it in the initial part, you know, ask the seller to throw in a home warranty.
Always,
You know.
always
Yeah.
ask for the home warranty.
Yeah.
I do. I'm
I
sure
always
you
ask
guys
for a
as
home
well
warranty, yes.
do. Yeah.
Now I will, you know, in some instances, because I've been on the selling side and seen the competition come down to as little as the difference of the cost of a home warranty, because amazingly offers seem to come in very close together, and so that $600 can be a separator of
yeah.
whether you get it or
Right.
not. Now, as a buyer, you can also pay for a home warranty.
Yeah.
it all goes into the demand for the house, how much you want the house, how much competition you're facing.
Yeah.
So, but the home warranty, I think, is, and sometimes if I don't write it in before and you get an inspection report and you find these things out, you can make that a condition of your remedy request. And in lieu of you remedying
That's a
these
great idea.
things, you know, we
Yeah.
would like you to purchase a home warranty
Yeah.
for us, because while it's working now, it's at the
Mm-hmm.
end of it. These things are all at the end of its life.
Yeah.
So, couple different approaches. I mean, I don't think either are wrong or
No, not
right,
at all. Not-
but something to
It all
consider.
depends on every situation.
I think that's a great.
And everyone is different.
when
It's a whole
navigating
nother
those
conversation,
multiple
too.
offers.
It is.
It's a whole other conversation.
Yeah,
is.
that'll be week 3.
Yes.
Multiple offers.
That actually is a really good topic that we should cover, navigating multiple offers. I'm sure we did last
We
year.
did. We
but
did.
yeah, it's always, I mean, all these topics are relevant all the time.
Yeah.
So
And I think it's more relevant and even a little more different now, I think, than the last time we covered it.
well, we
because-
never know what we're heading into at the beginning of the year. I mean, none of us have a crystal ball. If we did,
Yeah.
you
We'd
know,
be rich.
we'd be
I would
president of
be-
the United States.
I'd be doing this. I'd be either doing this at a real fireplace in Aspen or somewhere in the
Well, you probably wouldn't
Somewhere
be
in
doing
the
this.
Caribbean,
You'd just be
like-
enjoying your fire.
On a yacht.
Yeah,
We
somewhere.
had this- so for Christmas, as we were heading home, the Powerball, hit like 300
Yeah.
some million dollars. So Sean's stepmom, I guess, if you will, she's just like our mom. So, but in any case, she's like, let's all play the Powerball. So we all put in $6 and we played the Powerball. So, but I said, I'm like, even if I hit the Powerball, I don't think I'd do anything different than what I'm doing right now. I can.
Oh, I wouldn't. I'd
I
still
would
be
be
selling.
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would
I
probably
know
spend
that.
a lot more money on marketing.
Well,
because I can.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. But yeah, I love my job. So.
Yeah,
Well, most
absolutely.
days.
No, even the hard days are
Yeah.
still 100% better than sitting in a queue.
I even had a dream last night that I was back at my desk job. And I woke up.
Isn't that
like,
the worst thing? I had a dream of walking in the doors. Like I had that same feeling that I used to get when I would walk in the doors at the entrance of the building. And
Yep.
just that like, ugh.
Yep.
You know that feeling? Right?
Yeah.
So,
And
all
then, okay, so in addition to your inspection, you're doing the appraisal, all that stuff. It's your due diligence period, if you will. So, that stuff all checks out. You make it through there. You get your final loan approval from the bank, and then it's time for closing.
yeah.
Woo!
Which is around 30 to 40, I would say, on average days from contract
Yeah,
acceptance.
yeah, absolutely. All dependent on lender
Yep.
and how quick you get that stuff in, and
Yep.
lots of factors. But yeah,
It
typically,
largely depends on you
average.
and how fast you
Yeah.
respond and get stuff to them. If
Yeah.
you're really on top of it, I've had clients that are super on top of it, and we're ready early.
Yeah, yeah. I've had a lot of early lately, which is good. Great.
But
Well,
we've been late.
all sides need to be prepared for closing because I did run into that too.
That's right.
the buyer was ready, but the seller was not.
Right.
So-
Robert Dickus says only one step to buying a house called 43 Homes. That's right.
That's right. That's 100%.
And we'll take care of it all for you. Rocket mortgage, yes. Or rocket purchase. So then you get to closing and it's so anticlimactic, right?
It really is. That's
and
what I
people are
always tell
exhausted. Like they're like, oh my god. I
And
can't
there's a
believe
stack. Usually, well, depending on the lender too. Sometimes it's a smaller stack, but sometimes it's a
And the
big
loan
stack.
type, yeah.
and you just
You
get you're signing
sign.
away.
it. You make sure that pen is full of ink.
Yep,
It's going to get used.
it does. And it is. And I always tell everyone too. You're going to get to the closing table and you're going to sit there and be like, "They actually let me do this. That wasn't so bad. That was pretty easy."
I've always felt like there should be balloons and confetti in the ceiling, and like as soon as the last signature, the music comes on and there's the pop, and like the stuff all comes out. Kind of like when the person
And
wins
here at
American
43
Idol.
Homes, you
Yeah.
get that. Yeah, they're doing that for you in 2018. All we need to, you know what? We'll
Little
go
party
get those little
poppers.
party poppers.
Let's do that.
Let's do that. Okay, you close with us, you get a party popper.
And
Just the
this
little
is so
one.
cheesy, but my vision when I started this was, and I've got this saying painted on the wall that says, "May your home always be too small to hold all your friends."
Oh.
So I always wanted to have like little bottles of champagne. We pop a bottle of champagne and do the little Irish toast, and at closing, but we
I don't
never
think
do
that's
that.
cheesy
Yeah.
at all. And
I'm
we
always
got the
afraid
wine.
people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, this is the cheesiest thing ever." Like,
No,
I
it
think
won't be
they're
like,
drunk.
give me the bottle so I can
well, they do
drink
see
it
me every
because the
Wednesday at
stress
3
is
o'clock
done.
drinking alcohol. Like,
We have, but we did not accomplish okay, good grammar. We accomplished that in 2017. We got our wine,
yes, we have
our
the
43 Homes wine, signature labels
Yes. Yeah. I
from
could-
Signature Wines.
Yes.
We're gonna have to go back there and do a remote
Mhm.
from there.
We should
I've
do
never
that.
been, so.
You need to go. You need to meet
Eat the boys.
everybody.
Have a
Yeah,
bottle of the wine.
and have a bottle of the wine. Some of the wine they've got. Well, you know, we always talk about that. They're wonderful there. So yeah, we'll go there.
Deluna says my hairpiece is on fire. That is what it looks like. My head's on fire. But yes, I mean, then you get the keys, right? And then you're a homeowner, and that's when the fun really begins. And then I get calls from people. Oh my God, my garbage disposal doesn't work. What do I do?
Call the home warranty.
Yes, that's the first thing.
that we negotiated for.
And we are here to answer any of those questions. But ultimately, you're a homeowner now, so
Well, I always warn people. Now I know where you live, so
Right.
I may show up.
yeah,
at
especially
some
if you have a
point.
pool. Watch out! I'm
Yeah,
coming over.
and a patio. I'll bring the wine.
Yes, and plastic cups. Just
And
have
a
glass
pit.
at a pool.
And a party popper.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a party popper. Fireworks.
I love that idea. I'm so going to buy some.
Yeah. Jenny's going to Five Below as soon as.
Oh my God, that's the best store ever.
She usually has some sort of surprise every week about something like.
Well, holidays anyway.
Yeah, holidays. We got the necklaces, the light necklaces.
Yeah.
And we had Halloween
That
glasses.
they were disgruntled to wear.
They're in my they're still in my trunk. I wear them to the grocery store.
Here.
He threw it in his trunk, and there it sits.
I
A
realized as
gift.
soon as
I
I
gave
said
him a
that sounds
gift.
awful. They're
It
just
does.
sitting in my trunk.
You're a
Like,
horrible person.
I am. Well, I'm waiting for next Christmas.
What? So you
You have
put
to
it
take your
on?
decorations down. You can't leave them up all year round.
I beg to differ. It's Christmas. Mine, actually, you know, it's funny.
Sean's family is, if they were listening, would be like, yeah, you can. Like,
I actually took mine down the next day. Like,
Did
I'm
you?
all about the build up, but then once it hits and is done, I'm done. Like, done.
I didn't put
Moving
it
on to that.
We've
Yeah.
had them up long after.
The outside is still up just because it's so
It's too
stinking
cold.
cold out. Like, those
Yeah,
aren't
it's
coming
too
down
cold.
anytime soon.
Yeah.
But,
It's
anyway.
stupid cold right now.
It's so dumb.
Last night I said minus 15.
Not in here with this
No.
toasty fire that's going
I
on.
know, and the crackling, yes.
And the champagne is
My
flowing.
hairpiece is keeping us warm.
Oh, and not on mine.
Oh, there.
Yeah. Anyway, well, I guess we're done, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, happy 2018.
2018. Any questions about the
And-
home buying
yeah.
process?
Oh, you know what? I just had a crazy idea. Let's
What
do
are
a
it?
giveaway.
Okay.
Let's do a giveaway. Because it's a 1-year anniversary and it's 2018 and it's a new year.
You know what we should do?
hmm.
Go ahead. I'll
No,
tell
no,
you
no,
that.
tell me.
No, well, that,
Or is this gonna
that'll
commit
be a
too much,
surprise
like,
for
while
next
we're on
week.
live?
Yeah, it'll go to be a surprise for
That's
next
for Mike. What?
I'll tell you later.
Okay. I think, you know, Robert, I mean,
What can we give away?
standard bottle of
A
wine.
bottle
Oh, okay, yeah.
43 Homes wine is
Seems
always
appropriate.
good.
Yeah.
Since we
You
talked
pick
about it.
red, white,
Yeah, you can
fruit
pick the kind.
flavored because they do have some sweet wines too. If you're 21 and up, if not, then
And we'll deliver it to you if you're local.
if you're under 21, I will go to Five Below and buy you a gift.
Yes. Yes.
What should they do to earn this wonderful reward?
Missy Chapin says, Jenny, your hair.
I know I went dark. It's wintertime, so you know you go dark, and then probably in a couple weeks I'll get some highlights. And
So I
then,
don't know if she's saying
'Cause
that
I'll
or
be
it's
ready
on
for
fire.
spring.
I don't know. Like,
no, your hair's on fire. Mine's dark because I had Judy Lapp who commented on the color, and it's fresh. I just
So
did
how
it
do
yesterday.
they win the wine? Or
Yeah,
the-
that's what. How should they win the wine? I mean,
I don't.
no pressure.
Drop us any comment in the comments below to let us know
Ask
you
us a
heard this.
question.
Yeah, ask us a question or leave us a comment.
And then you get
Whole wine
entered in the
process.
raffle, the
And
standard
we'll pick
raffle.
from some person,
Yeah.
someone that did that
Yeah.
on all three of our pages. We'll give out one bottle. How about that?
Okay,
How about
I'm
that?
down.
All
I'm
right.
down. Cash me outside.
Cool. Catch me outside.
How about
Actually,
that?
catch me inside because it's cold. We'll
All
see
right,
y'all next
everyone,
Wednesday.
cheers.
We may
Cheers.
be a different time and location next week. So we'll
Dig
let
in
you
the
know.
champagne today. Maybe we should do champagne Wednesday.
Bye, y'all.